Kashanta crew. It's your girl Kashanta. As you already know, I'm back with another video. Okay, hey y'all. So today we're just gonna be talking about how I found out that I was pregnant at 18 and how everybody reacted. Mind you, I'm 18. So yeah, let's get straight into this video. So boom. I had been with my boyfriend. I'm about to he's actually my fiance now. But I've been with him since May of last year. And I had got off birth control. I've been off birth control for probably a year and a half, going on 2 years. And I had let him know that, I told him, I was like, I'm not on birth control and stuff like that, just being very transparent with him and stuff. But when, we started doing stuff, we had already talked about how I was in school and how I wanted kids, because he was telling me that he wanted kids. So I was like, I want kids, but I want to be financially stable to have them. I also want to have both parents in the household. I said, I'm going for the long run. I said, I want to be out of school. I want to graduate with my RN first. I said, so, I want to be, stable, and I want to have the support system and all that. So, I understand what comes with, having intercourse with no protection. I understand that. So, I explained that to him. I was like, hey, this is how I want to go. Doo-doo-doo. And so, we actually came to agreement that, if it ever happened, if we got to a point where, we wanted to have sexual intercourse and we did not use protection, we knew the consequences and what we was going to do and how we was going to go about it and stuff. So my baby was actually planned / thought out. My baby was not a mistake. My baby was not oh my God, this is very shocking. No, we had this conversation prior to me getting pregnant. So boom, I found out I was pregnant in August, y'all. We went on this trip, this nice vacation. We went on a vacation in July, and on vacation, y'all, we not caring, we're drinking, we're I don't know, it was in the midst of the moment, and we did what we did, and that's when that happened. And when we got back from vacation, I think we was sitting out in the living room, and I wasn't feeling good one night, and I'm eating my food, y'all, and I went to the bathroom, and I threw up, and I'm like, okay, I was like, that's okay, I threw up, woo-doo-doo. I never thought anything of it, because I'm like, that's fine. I normally don't throw up, I randomly throw up, so I was like, it's kind of odd, but we're just gonna brush it off. So, boom, 3 or 4 o'clock come in the morning, and I throw up again, and I'm like, oh no, why am I throwing up back to back? I'm thinking I got food poisoning. I don't know what's going on. So I let that go, whatever. I'm like, okay, squash that. So boom, 2-3 days later come, I'm like, shoot, we going into August. I'm like, where's my period? Girl, hello, where are you? What is, she's nowhere to be found, baby. She's not coming. My menstrual cycle have not came on. I'm like, ma'am, Mrs., where are you? So I'm kind of getting scared now, because I'm like, we're not financially stable. This is not the time. I'm still in school. I'm finna get ready to start school, start college and stuff. But what I'm saying is, I haven't graduated, I've graduated high school, but I haven't graduated college. Like, we already talked about this. We already said that we weren't doing that. So I was like, oh my freaking God. Like, just come on. So a few days later passed by, and I'm still not feeling well. And mind you, we had told my grandma that I threw up that night, but she didn't think nothing of it. She was like, it's just food poisoning. Y'all, one night, me and him was just in the living room, and I could not sleep. And I'm like, babe, let's just take a pregnancy test. So I DoorDashed a pregnancy test, y'all. I'm gonna put a video up. We DoorDashed a pregnancy test, y'all. When I tell you them lines popped up like this, like they said, hello, positive, boom. So I'm like, oh my God, this cannot be real. And mind you, I think we took 2 because the first one I was just scared. No, we had been getting them from Dollar General because like the 3 days that I was in denial and that I was sick, we had kept going to Dollar General getting them because we was like, nah, I'm not pregnant. And the Dollar General ones were saying I'm not pregnant. But when I was in the living room, I was like, I'm definitely pregnant because my period hasn't came on. So I was like, let's take a pregnancy test. So boom, we take a pregnancy test, and it instantly popped up as I was pregnant. And I'm like, oh my God, no way. So I got another one. I took another one, and I was indeed pregnant. And I'm put up the reaction, y'all. I think I shared like 2 or 3 tears, but more so I was happy because I got a DNC when I was 16. If you don't know what that is, go look that up. I'm not gonna go into details with that, y'all. That's like a long story. If y'all want a story time on that, I will give y'all a story time on that, but I'm not really big on the story time on that because, I mean, that's really emotional. That's really sensitive, and it's not a topic that I really want to discuss. But anyways, I was really happy because I was like, I didn't ever think that I would get pregnant again. I didn't think that I was going to have kids. And here I am, full term, giving birth to my baby boy next week. Y'all cannot see my belly because, for one, I have a lot of scratch marks. But if y'all can see my little belly bump right there, I have a lot of scratch marks. But I'll post some cute little pictures that we took for Valentine's Day or whatever. So yeah, y'all, basically after we took the test, we found out the first person that we told was his sister, his youngest sister. We told her and her boyfriend, and she was like, "Nuh-uh, y'all lying, do." But we had took 2, so we showed her the first one, and the second one was like, "No, this is real, da. And then she was happy. Then we started planning like stuff, how we would tell like the family. Like, she was the only person that was gonna know. I was gonna tell the family and stuff. But I think push came to shove, and he ended up having to tell his mom because he was living with me at the time, but his mom wanted him to come back home for something. School's about to get ready to start back in August. We had spent the whole summer together, and school was about to get ready to start back. Mind you, he was still in high school, and I'm in college, and I didn't have a car at the time. I didn't get my car until September. And so his mom was coming to pick him up one day, and he's like, I have something to tell you, because I guess he didn't want to like leave me. He was like, no, I want to be with you your whole pregnancy, So he had to tell his mom, and her reaction, y'all, her reaction was, no, y'all lying, and then he showed her the test again, like, no, not lying. And then it was kind of just like, after a month went by, it finally hit her, and she was like, had a deep conversation with him, like, oh, if you do have a baby, then you need to get a job, you need to help her, you need to do this, and the third. Very much expected, like, especially when y'all don't have a bond like this, it's very much expected. And he's 17 at the time, I'm 18, so it's like, y'all are kids about to have a child. So yeah. And so yeah, after he told her, like I said, we planned on keeping a secret. all the way up until like we had to, like we planned on ordering stuff off of Amazon. Mind you, both of us was working. We planned on ordering stuff off of Amazon and doing like a big thing, like, oh, your grandma or this, that, and the little cup, the mugs with the whole rundown. And y'all, I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. But it did not go like that, y'all. Word had got back to his niece, and she ended up telling everybody. Like, she literally told everybody. We only had probably like a week or two where it was only us, me, him, and his baby sister. Dills was the only three that knew. You know what I'm saying? His mom, of course his mom knew, but she brushed it off. She was like, nah, she's not pregnant for real, And mind you, I didn't have a stomach back then, so it was like, nah, she's not pregnant for real. But yeah, his niece ended up telling everybody. She told everybody about my DNC. She told everybody about all of that and how I've been trying to get pregnant and woo this, that, and the third. Disclaimer, y'all, his niece did not like me at all. But I mean, I ain't gonna say we squashed the beef, but like, I didn't know that she still had a problem with me. But she ended up telling his whole family, my whole family, everybody. Mind you, she had my mom number and my grandma number because we was really close at one point. And then on top of that, she used to always come to my mom's house to get her hair done, because mom used to do ball sprays back then. So I'm just like, okay. I was at work. Mind you, I was working at Walmart at the time. And what happened was, they was like, how my grandma reacted was, pack your up. You can't live here, and find you somewhere to go. And my mom was like, if you told the hospital that you was pregnant, then you have 2 weeks to schedule an appointment or you're going to jail. And my granny was like, Shan, really? You're in school? And like, I was just crying, because I'm just like what? Like, this is like, first of all, I'm 18. I'm doing really good for myself. And like, I just feel like I was doing really good at the time. I had got approved for my apartment, y'all. It wasn't down here. It was actually in Phoenix City. But what had happened was, we couldn't show something. I think it was our pay stubs. We was working at Wendy's at the time, me and him. But with both of us on there, we needed to show both of our pay stubs for us to move in. But we never couldn't move in. So it's basically like we didn't have anywhere to go type stuff. We basically was homeless with a child. So that's how they was looking at it. But in our head, we're like, we literally got approved for this apartment. We're waiting on Wendy's to release our checks. Mind you, that took up to 2 whole months. We was working for free at Wendy's, but that's a whole nother story time for a whole nother day. But like, yes, like, we had got approved and everything. So boom, fast forward to me being at work. She was calling me, put me out. I had to clock out. Like, I literally wanted to go home. I was like, somebody come pick me up. So boom, they finally picked me up. Mind you, a month had went by. They didn't find out till a month later. And I had my car then, but I wasn't driving. Like, I had my car and it was at my grandma's house. My grandma would drive me to work because I had my permit, but they wasn't trying to risk me, like, losing my permit for 6 whole months. They was like, I'll just drive you. You can get your license some other time. So boom, my granny was starting to take the car because it was in her name. She's like, I want to take the car. You don't got to worry about me. Whatever. So my grandma ended up putting me out. And when she put me out, my granny took me in, this is my grandma on my dad's side. I was living with her. She put me out, and I ended up staying with my granny. And he had to go back home because it's September now. He was still in school, but he had to go home in August. So we're just getting ourselves together. We're trying to figure out what are we about to do. And so finally, I was at my granny house for about a month and a half, like in October. And then I'm like, this ain't gonna work. So he ended up running away from home, and he came to my granny house, and I ended up getting the car, y'all. Like, I ended up stealing the car, which I didn't steal the car. Like, it was my car, but it wasn't in my name. So I ended up getting the car, and I ended up learning how to drive, everything, like, literally, y'all. So I was like, I'm out of here. I packed up my stuff. I was out of there, because for one, like, my granny, she had did really good. She was doing good by me. She made all my doctor's appointments. She made sure that the person I'm going to now, the OGBYN, she made sure that I was on time. She made sure I was still in school. She made sure everything. She bought my prenatal. She bought everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to quit Wendy's and go to Walmart. Because I was working at Wendy's in the summertime before we had went to the vacation. And I was there from all the way up until, like, August. And then I started Walmart in August. And I had been working there. I worked at Walmart from August all the way up until November. Or December, whatever. And, yeah, we ended up, running away, and he came to my grandma's house and my granny house, and I left there. Mind you, I had cut off all communications with my grandma. She wanted nothing to do with me. Me and my mom ended up started back talking because of my grandma, because before this situation, I was not talking to anybody, because if y'all can't accept me and my baby's father, then I want anything to do with any of y'all. So, I was, like, in the midst of all this, our gender reveal was slowly approaching, because we was finna get ready to find out the gender very soon in November. So, my grandma ended up not coming to our gender reveal. But she, she later came around, but she did not come to our gender reveal. My mom planned our gender reveal out. We ended up getting super close in November. December was Christmas. Mind you, we still did not have a place to stay. We still did not have anything. Everybody was still being very rude and very, like his side of the family did not want me, like, around, because for one, I did not like his niece, and his niece came with his sister, because but it's not his younger sister. He has three other, like, he has 4 sisters in all, but the one sister that knew which was the youngest sister, she lived with her boyfriend in Tennessee, and the one that came with the niece, they live in Fort Mitchell. And so they used to come down all the time to his mom's house. So I was like, I didn't want to be around that. So it'd be days on where I just sleep in my car, and I'll be still down there, but, like, I would sleep in my car. And he was sleeping in there with me too. Like, he was always there for me. He ended up, like, dropping out of school, whatever, because of the situation that was going on. Because, I mean, the parents did not support any of this. Like, we had no support, y'all. Like, it was so freaking hard. Months going by, like, we're sleeping in a car. We're still making it work. We're still working. Like, we're still working because, like we created a baby, so we have to make it work. So December rolls around, everything, because, Christmas is in December and stuff. So I had talked to, I think for Christmas, I didn't talk to my grandma. I don't know if I talked to her or not, but I don't think I talked to her. She ended up saving my gifts, and she didn't give it to me until New Year's. But my mom, I had talked to her. I told them Merry Christmas with Doodoo. Mind you, we still was standing in the car. So, like, we really didn't want to be around nobody, because it was like, y'all really just abandoned all of us. Like, abandoned us 3. So, so we end up going and staying at his mom's house, because they was away for Christmas. They was gone. Mind you, we supposed to have got approved for another house around December time, but still, same thing with the jobs, not getting our pay stubs, not having all our ducks in a row when going to sign off, like on a lease. We can't, you have to show proof of income. You have to, like, no matter what, like, you have to have proof of income. So mind you, we're 17 and 18, we're trying to get it together. We're trying to put all our ducks in a row. We're trying to get there. And it gets better as the story goes on, but, you know, this is just what I had to go through. So January comes, Happy New Year, you know. It comes, it rolls around, and, like, my grandma calls, and she's like, what are y'all doing? Y'all come see us. Mind you, we did not know she had this in mind, but she did. So, mind you, my grandma has 2 acres of land, 2.5 acres of land, her and her husband. And they have multiple houses, like, on this acre of land. And so she called. We spent New Year's with her. Like, we actually spent New Year's with her sister because we was at church. Like, I always go to church on New Year's. Last year I didn't. Last year I was in my room eating grapes, and that's why I have the fiance that I have now. But that's neither here nor there. We end up coming back to her house, and she had a long talk with us, and she was like, hey, you know, we have a trailer that we want to move you and the baby in. You know, your baby dad and the baby in. So we move out there, y'all. It was a lot of problems with the trailer because, you know, you have to have gas, water, heat, central heat, all of that. So they had to hook all of that up. They had to, like, because mind you, they're not using this trailer. The trailer is not just on their land. So they end up hooking all of that up, y'all. We were super grateful because, like, I was starting to get bigger. And on top of that, like, I'm getting bigger. Like, I'm weighing more. And just sleeping in the car was just very uncomfortable for the both of us. And I'm still trying to maintain, like, being, because I had dropped out of school. I took a semester off. I didn't drop out. I just took a semester off. But we both was working. So it was like, not coming home to a, like, bed. You know what I'm saying? Because it was times that we would go to his mom's house and we would sleep on the floor in the living room because he wasn't in his room because his mom had moved someone else in the house and someone else was in his room. His other sister and her kids was in the other room. So, he couldn't be in there. We would sleep on the floor. So, we end up staying with my mom, my grandma. We moved in there. We in a little trailer. We good. And, something ended up happening where she was kind of just like, okay, well, this becoming a lot. She wanted us to move out. So, mind you, we're still working. We're still saving up. We're trying to get us a place. Like, we're trying to get us a place. So, we end up looking at something else. And, the day comes, y'all. I would never forget this. The day comes. I think it's towards the end of January. The day comes. Because, mind you, we're going through multiple jobs. Because I went from Wendy's to Walmart to this job that I'm at now, called, caregiving. And so we went, I went there. I've been here for like 3-4 months now. And so he's in between jobs as well. He even went through multiple jobs as well. So mind you, we go to Columbus because it's like so much cheaper up there. We went up there, Georgia. We went up there and we found the apartment, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, upstairs, downstairs. Everything was good. It just was a little cramped, but it was good. It was better than the trailer. So we end up talking to the lady, signed off on that. It was an $800 deposit and then $715 for the rent a month, right? We get another call, like another message, and it was like, hey, now that y'all have jobs, because at the time, my baby daddy was going through jobs like crazy. So, like, he had finally found something stable. My mom had texted, and she was like, hey, now that he has a job, isn't this closer down here, and you're working down here, how about y'all just come and move in with me? And I'm like, we're both, like, what the word, like, do we want to do this? Like, is this something that we really just want to do? We was on the kind of like iffy side about it, and we should stay where we were. Like, I'm just going, like, I'm telling you, even though we had all these red flags, y'all, even though these people had treated us bad all of these months, we still took them back each and every time. We still gave them a chance each and every time because we felt like we should, because we was in that hole. But if we would have stayed in that hole, if we would have did what we had to do, God would have provided us with something. But so boom, we packed all our stuff up. Mind you, we was literally supposed to sign off on this lease the next day. When I tell you, y'all, completely just packed up all our stuff in the car. It's in the car. Like, looks like we've been living in the car for months. We packed up all our stuff, came down the road, because we had our baby shower in March. But this is towards the end of January, like going into February. No, we didn't move into my mom's house until the end of February. That's, okay, so all of January we staying in the house, you know, getting our money up. And then tax time came around, and he was able to afford the deposit. Oh yeah, okay. He was able to afford the deposit. Yeah, I have really bad pregnancy brain, but he was able to afford the deposit, and then I had the rent, and then yeah. So we were supposed to sign off on that the next day, but then towards the end of February, she was like, because we had came together to do a Valentine's Day photo shoot, everything. Because, like I said, my mom had accepted it. Like, she just went ahead and accepted it. But she was, on the flip side, it was kind of like, no, y'all can't stay with me, but I am happy that I got a grandchild on the way, you know? But she ended up accepting that towards the end of February. She was like, yeah, y'all can move in with us. So we moved in with her because it was just her and my little brother. So we moved in with her. We planned out this whole baby shower. We had our baby shower, and then so a couple of days after our baby shower, we ended up having to move out of my mom's place. And mind you, we're still in this place where it's a rock and a hard place, literally, because it's like every single time, y'all contradict us every single time we're about to get out on our own. Mind you, we're old enough to make our own decision at this time. My baby father turned 18 in February, so we're old enough to make our own decisions, but at the same time, we're constantly manipulated by our parents, by our grandparents, by the people that we love, because we love them so much. It's hard to say no. I've been like that all my life. You better call me up and ask me for something. It's definitely going to be yes every single time. But I'm not going to say no, because, like, if I got it, I got it. And I'm going to give it to you, because I don't know why. I'm just like, I can't really explain why. But anywho, we have everything, you guys. We actually have it all planned out. Everything is great now. It's just been a long time coming, and I just reward my fiance for being here the whole time, because when I tell you, it's been a long process and a long journey and stuff that I would never forget, and it's people that I would never forget that I did not mention in here that I really spared. It's a lot of people that like really did us dead wrong in my entire pregnancy, but I mean, you live and you learn, and I know what to do differently. And yes, I am getting back on BC. Like there's no question asked. When she says that's 6 weeks, so when I go to my 6-week appointment, so man, what would you like to do? Because you know you will be fertile in the next 6 weeks. Yeah, give me that. I need that right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but all just aside, y'all, I'm really happy for our baby. I'm blessed to have the family that I have, y'all. I'm like, I wouldn't take it back. Like, if I could go back and change things, the only thing that I would change is me being manipulated. as many times as I was. Like, I did not learn my lesson at all. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna blame it on them. It's my fault too. But you know what I'm saying? But I'm finna turn 19 and I'm about to have a 1-month-old, and it's okay. He will be one. Yeah, he'll be 1 month when I turn 19. But yeah, y'all, like, that's my story. That's my journey. It's been a very long time coming. I'm gonna insert clips of my baby shower, my gender reveal, all different things that you guys probably have missed because I was too afraid to pick up the camera because I did not have a stable place, or I felt like people would judge me, which I understand. Like, this is a lot to just get on here and talk about, but, and I mean, it is what it is, and I have a stable place now, and I'm not afraid to talk about my story, honestly, because it's like, it's life. It's plenty of people that's out here that's going through the same thing I'm going through, or that went through the same thing I'm going through, or worse, because I've heard so many worse stories. Like I've been, when I was pregnant, and I'm still pregnant, but when I was at my other jobs and they was telling me their pregnancy story, I was like, oh my God, girl, you are strong. But I mean, the tongue is very powerful. I am strong. Like, I am strong, y'all. And I don't want anybody to feel bad for me, but I'm just coming on here to let y'all know my story and how I became pregnant at 18 and how I found out and how my family and his family reacted. Bye-bye.